Why can't some people recognize faces they know? Imagine walking into a room full of friends and feeling like everyone is a stranger. That's what it can be like for some people who have trouble recognizing faces they know. It's a puzzling experience that can affect daily life and social bonds. So, why does this happen? The answer lies in how our brains process visual information and connect it to memory. Some individuals have a condition called prosopagnosia, often called face blindness. This condition makes it hard for the brain to recognize familiar faces, even those of close family members or friends. It's not because they don't know the person, but because their brain can't process the face properly. Our brains have specific areas dedicated to recognizing faces. These include the occipital face area, located in the back of the brain, the fusiform face area, which is in the underside of the brain, and the anterior temporal cortex. These regions work together to analyze facial features, like the shape of the eyes, nose, and mouth, and then link that information to what we already know about the person. Prosopagnosia can happen in two main ways. Sometimes, it occurs after brain damage caused by strokes, injuries, or neurological diseases like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. Usually, this damage affects the right side of the brain, especially the medial occipitotemporal cortex, which is important for face recognition. Other times, people are born with prosopagnosia, which is called congenital prosopagnosia. It affects about 2.5% of the population, though it's often hard to tell because it can look like normal variation in memory. There are two types of prosopagnosia. One is called apperceptive prosopagnosia, where the brain struggles with the early steps of seeing and distinguishing faces. The other is associative prosopagnosia, where the face looks fine to the person, but the brain can't connect it to the person's name or memories. People with prosopagnosia often relying on other clues to identify someone. They might listen to a voice, notice clothing, or consider the context of the situation. This can make social interactions tricky and sometimes lead to feelings of embarrassment or anxiety. Other disorders can also interfere with face perception. Some people might recognize faces but have trouble reading social cues or understanding emotions from faces. These issues can influence how they behave and develop socially. Understanding why some people can't recognize faces involves looking at how the brain processes visual information and links it to memory. Damage or developmental differences in specific brain areas disrupt this process, making it hard to recognize familiar faces. So, even if someone knows you well, their brain might not connect your face to that knowledge, showing just how complex and delicate our perception system really is.